Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with a police officer, pretending to be a part of a Korean crime group. When the leader dies mysteriously, the officer gets stuck in a fight for control. Can he bring them down? Gold Moon is a big crime group in Korea, that acts like a legal company. It's led by Chairman Sok, who brought many crime groups together under Gold Moon. He recently avoided getting in trouble with the law. Chairman Sok suspects there's a spy among them. Ja-sung, an important member, tries to find the spy with his team. They capture a suspect, and try to make him confess by hurting him. When they can't, they kill him and throw his body into the ocean. Meanwhile, Chairman Sok has a car accident on his way back from seeing his lover. The group rushes to the hospital, where Ja-sung meets with another leader, Jung-jae. Later, Ja-sung greets Chung, another leader who just returned from Shanghai, who is a bit strange, but he sees Ja-sung as a good friend. As they rush to the hospital, he presents Ja-sung with a watch to celebrate his wife's pregnancy. However, Ja-sung rejects the gift, scoffing at its knockoff brand. Frustrated, Chung directs his ire at his subordinate, who assured him it looked authentic. At the hospital, all the leaders of the organization anxiously await news of Chairman Sok's fate. When the doctors emerge from the operation room, they deliver the somber announcement of the chairman's passing. Jung-jae's response is anger, directed at the doctors, leaving the others bewildered as they grapple with the uncertain future of the organization. The next day, a grand funeral ceremony is held to honor Chairman Sok. The presence of police surveillance irks Jung-jae, prompting him to confront and destroy their camera. Chief Kang, leading the investigation against Gold Moon, intervenes, and Jung-jae reluctantly compensates for the damage. At the police headquarters, discussions ensue regarding the succession turmoil following the demise. Gold Moon, comprising the Yebum, Jel, and North Moon clans, faces a power struggle among three potential successors. Chung, supported by the North Moon clan and with ties to international triads, emerges as a formidable contender. Jung-jae, backed by the influential Yebum clan and having a close relationship with Chairman Sok, is another strong candidate. The third contender, Suki, lacks comparable influence, due to his age and the support of the Jel clan. The police strategize to manipulate the succession process, to dismantle the organization. Ja-sung, engaged in a board game with an unidentified woman, discloses details of an impending board meeting scheduled in 2 days, to discuss the succession plan. Feeling irritated and frustrated, Ja-sung leaves the chaotic hospital scene, and heads to an abandoned building. Here, he meets with a specific person, Chief Kang. What comes as a surprise is that Ja-sung himself is an undercover police officer, deeply embedded within the Gold Moon Syndicate. The woman he was playing the board game turns out to be his handler. Over the past 8 years, he has ascended the ranks within the Syndicate, now holding the position of 5th in command, directly beneath the 3 top leaders and Chairman Sok. He's upset with Chief Kang, because the initial deal was that once they took care of Chairman Sok, his mission would be complete. However, his handler informs him that now he must assist in influencing the succession process, adding to his frustration. Adding to that is the fact that Chief Kang seems to know about Ja-sung's pregnant wife, a detail he hadn't shared. This realization implies someone has been shadowing him without his knowledge, deepening his sense of unease. Despite his feelings, Ja-sung knows he has no choice but to follow through with the new mission. 2 days later, the planned board meeting takes place, deciding on a voting session next week to select the new chairman. As expected, the meeting highlights the opposing factions of Chung and Jung-jae. Ja-sung, although closer to Chung, remains officially neutral. After the meeting, he walks back to the car park with Chung, who confides in him about needing to return to Shanghai for business. Chung asks Ja-sung to keep an eye on his office, to prevent Jung-jae from meddling in his absence. Their conversation is abruptly interrupted when a car nearly runs them down. It turns out to be Jung-jae, attempting to intimidate them, before speeding off. Undeterred, Chung invites Ja-sung to a small celebration to mark his wife's pregnancy. Later, Ja-sung meets with his handler, to relay more intelligence. Frustrated with the lack of details about the mission, he learns that protocol prevents her from sharing more. He is left with the simple directive to follow orders, intensifying his frustration and sense of isolation. Despite his undercover role, he finds that his fellow syndicate members trust him more than his own police colleagues. Before parting ways with his handler, he reveals that Chung plans to leave the country tomorrow afternoon, hinting at potential developments in the complex web of intrigue surrounding Gold Moon. Amidst the unfolding chaos within the syndicate, Ja-sung finds himself increasingly embroiled in a web deceit. Jung-jae, one of the contenders for the chairman position, resorts to intimidation tactics, to garner support from other leaders. As tensions rise, Ja-sung continues to navigate the murky waters of his dual identity. Accompanying Chung to the airport, he notices the heavy surveillance by undercover cops, adding to his unease. Before Chung boards his flight to Shanghai, police officers approach and whisk him away. Ja-sung, left bewildered, soon finds himself in an interrogation room, face to face with Chief Kang. Chief Kang presents Ja-sung with a detailed Gold Moon investigation report, containing sensitive internal data that hints at the presence of a police mole within the syndicate. Shocked by this revelation, Ja-sung is further surprised when Chief Kang proposes a plan, take down Jung-jae together, to pave the way for Chung to assume the vacant chairman position. As Chung boards his flight, he remains puzzled by how the police knew his travel plans. Taking matters into his own hands, he instructs his lawyer to investigate Chief Kang, and hires a group of hitmen to eliminate any moles within the organization. Chief Kang wastes no time, mobilizing his team to apprehend Jung-jae during a breakfast meeting. Amidst the chaos, he presents a court-certified warrant, and takes Jung-jae into custody. Before leaving, Jung-jae questions if Chung betrayed him, receiving only a vague response from Chief Kang. Upon hearing of Jung-jae's arrest, Chung rushes back to Korea, to confront the situation head-on. A heated exchange with Jung-jae leaves both men wary and suspicious of each other's intentions. Chung however maintains his innocence, insisting he did not betray Jung-jae. Seeking to mend fences and secure his future ventures, he meets Chief Kang in secret, at an empty stadium. He presents Chief Kang with a box of mooncakes, filled with bundles of money, as a gesture of goodwill. However, Chief Kang rejects the gift, tossing it aside. Meanwhile, Ja-sung takes his wife for a checkup. During their return journey, his wife receives a call from Chief Kang, inquiring about Ja-sung. Unbeknownst to him, his wife has been spying on him for Chief Kang, feeling the strain of the espionage mission and considering quitting. As tensions escalate and loyalties are tested, the background check on Chief Kang yields surprising results. Not only does it uncover information about him, but Chung's hired Chinese hacker also obtains classified details about the entire espionage operation. Chung, reeling from the revelations, is left to grapple with the shocking truths that threaten to upend everything he thought he knew. In the midst of escalating tensions and betrayals within the Gold Moon Syndicate, Ja-sung finds himself entangled in a perilous web of deceit and violence. Chung, having employed the notorious Chinese hitman group, known as the Yanbian Hobos, brings an unexpected turn to Ja-sung's already complicated situation. A sudden call from Ja-sung prompts Chung to arrange a meeting at a warehouse, promising a special surprise. As Ja-sung arrives with his trusted subordinate, Suk-mu, his unease grows. Unbeknownst to him, the Yanbian Hobos make their first move, targeting Ja-sung's handler, whose identity they obtained from the hacked files. In a brutal encounter, they capture her alive. Inside the warehouse, Chung leads Ja-sung to a barrel, urging him to uncover the promised surprise. To Ja-sung's horror, he finds his bloodied and battered handler inside, stripped down to her inner wear. Chung reveals that the woman Ja-sung considered a trusted ally and informant, was in fact a spy. As Ja-sung grapples with this shocking revelation, Chung hands him a mission file, containing detailed information on the Syndicate's personnel. But before Ja-sung can fully process the contents, Chung suddenly turns violent. He attacks Suk-mu, revealing him to be an undercover cop as well. Chung, with a calculated ruthlessness, proceeds to expose and eliminate all the spies surrounding Ja-sung. Confusion and fear grip him, as he realizes the depth of deception within the organization. Ordered by Chung to end his handler's suffering, Ja-sung is forced to shoot her, to spare her from the Yanbian Hobo's brutality. Meanwhile, Chief Kang pays a visit to Jung-jae in prison, presenting him with incriminating photos of Chung and himself, leading Jung-jae to believe Chung betrayed him. In the ensuing chaos, Ja-sung seeks counsel from Chief Kang, only to learn that their system has been compromised, and classified information has been leaked. Desperate to withdraw from the dangerous mission, he is coerced by Chief Kang, who threatens to expose his identity if he refuses to cooperate. With the third leader, Suki, entering the fray, Chief Kang agrees to support his bid for the chairman's seat, further complicating Ja-sung's predicament. Amidst the power struggle, Jung-jae's men launch an attack on Chung, who valiantly defends himself, despite being heavily outnumbered. The violence spills over as Ja-sung's wife becomes a target, resulting in a tragic miscarriage, due to the stress. Hearing of Chung's dire condition, Ja-sung rushes to the hospital, where Chung, on the brink of death, urges Ja-sung to choose a side, hinting at his knowledge of Ja-sung's true identity. Before passing away, Chung cryptically mentions a gift in his office safe. As the organization mourns his death, Ja-sung discovers a file and a genuine watch, a symbol of Chung's true friendship, now too late. On the day of the crucial vote, Ja-sung finds himself in a perilous situation orchestrated by Suki, who plans to betray their agreement and eliminate him. However, Suki's betrayal backfires, as Ja-sung emerges victorious, defeating Suki's men. With Chung and Jong-gu out of the picture, Ja-sung becomes the most influential figure in the syndicate. Seizing the opportunity, he orchestrates a series of ruthless moves, eliminating those who betrayed him, including Chief Kang and the remaining opposition. Having sacrificed so much as a spy for the police, he decides to embrace his new role, as the chairman of the Gold Moon Crime Syndicate. With newfound freedom and authority, he takes control of his destiny, determined to live by his own rules in the shadowy world of crime and power. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.